What's up, everybody? I'll give everybody a quick hot minute to come in. I should have a pretty nice little styly thumbnail going on, I think. Hold on. Let me see here. I hope I did the right thumbnail. If not, I'm going to have to reset. Sorry, folks. If that's the case, sorry, folks. Sorry. Let's see. Did I do the right one? Will it pop up? Will it pop up? Will it pop up? Oh, will it pop up? 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 I probably have to go over to here to really see it. Let's see. I just want to make that is. I am going to not answer that. Because that's just where you gotta roll sometimes. What am I trying to do here? Okay, let's get over here. And let's see. Okay, yep, that is the nice. That is the good. That is the beneficial. That is the awesome. All right. So we'll give things a little quick minute here to load up here. I feel like I should give that a wipe down. I feel like I should. It's gonna be weird. I might flip the camera around. No, I don't have a means to do that. I don't have a holder capable of doing that for the car. It's too tight in here to use a tripod. Blah 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 blah. I need some water. And I've got kind of a little plan for the day, so at least for the next hour or so, depending on how I lay things out, I will drop a link in this here chat in a second. Once I get myself matriculated here, whatever that's supposed to mean, we're gonna go over here to my channel. Hello, everybody that's popping on in here. I'm gonna come in myself. We're gonna do that. And so what I was thinking we would do, if all you guys are game for a hot minute here, I got it loaded up here. I was thinking what would be a fun thing to do is, especially, I mean, it depends on who's in here. If you're skaters, you'll find this a very interesting, fun little thing to do, especially if you happen to be from a generation that isn't today, just to take a little trip down memory lane, I would like to say here, hence the name of the title. I'm going to post a link right there in the chat. That is what I feel like we should watch. 1985, baby. Let's see what passed for street skating in 1985. This is freestyle and skateboarding from the Oceanside Street Skate Park. Here you go. Let's rock and roll. This is going to be fun. Throw a little one in the chat if you're going to watch this with me and have some commentary. I'll put the volume up a little bit. Oh, no, not that way, though. I got to turn that chat volume down. That's not what we want. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Yeah, I'm a dinosaur, but I'm still moving for a dinosaur. Maybe a dinosaur, but it's good to revisit our roots. Because like it or not, all the cool stuff all you young folks are doing now. Now I sound like an old damn man. No. All the cool stuff you guys are doing now is because of this shit here. These crazy, oh, look at little bikini girl. Woo! So we got Jim Gray popping up here. And I think I should be clear to do this on live stream with the volume in the background, because this is I'm watching something on YouTube. So that should be fine, I think. I can mute it if I need to. Should I mute it or not?
There's a lot of different things you can do. I say the main thing is just an overall just style and aggression. Just out there having
What's
fun.
up, Cloud? So, are you part of the fossil generation, or are you part of the younger generation, or are you in the middle? Are you caught in the middle, not quite old, but not quite young? That's the weird place to be, the 30s. It's just such a trip watching some of these, freaking seeing what passes for street skating, competitive street skating, professional street skating. Like little like power slides with bales. Little straight launcher off a straight ramp. Oh yeah, gotta get a little hand touch down there. If you're watching with me, I'm at the 242 mark here. Little hand plant action. Oh yeah, there you go, some slides. And a rail slide, which, like, for that day and time, that was the coup. That was you were jamming if you can get a rail slide on a little curb like that. You were one of the elites. I wouldn't even call that a slappy, because that's not even a slappy curb. That would be a fun little ledge, actually, to be honest. Early grab to axle stall on a curb. Power slide into a fan. Oh, Gator. That's a sad story.
I think one thing that's a lot better about street style than bull riding or half-pipe riding is that...
No, yeah, sorry, Cloud. I'm from Buffalo. I'm kind of distracted with watching both this and that. I'm trying to interact here. Sorry if I'm not a good host.
This should be a pretty good day out here. We got a lot of different guys from a lot of different areas. And it's kind of funny when you got a little, when you get a guy from Venice, you get a guy from Oceanside, and you get a guy from the Riverside, you can certainly tell the difference in their forms and styles. And that's what makes skating unique. Good luck. All right, thanks.
And we cut to some surfing, because why not? It's early skate style here. You gotta have some surfing, especially if it's Oceanside, Oh, ollieing over a freaking tire. No way. That was big dog maneuver there. 180 boneless. Ooh, a little slappy fit 5-0. Ish. It was a ride on. Early grab Japan. It's just a trip watching this stuff. I don't know if you guys are watching it with me, and if not, you're missing out. If you are, let's have fun with this, because this is kind of cool. Look at that, doing a freaking long-ass one-footed manual. Little kicking action going on. He literally just sent his board into a 360 spin and ran and jumped on it. Wild. Absolutely wild. Oh, gotta run up into the stands. What's he gonna do up here? What's he gonna do up here? What's he got? What's he got? Oh, he couldn't pull that one. Oh, we got Caballero. Big Japan. all these old vert guys, they definitely had speed when they jumped to the street course. Oh, look at you trying to do a little fakey 360 shove it pop. Oh, you had the little backside grab finger flip. Because you didn't do kick flips back then. There was no kick flip back then, other than like in the freestyle section. Oh, a no grab. I wouldn't even call that an ollie, though. That was like a scrape, a tail scrape, no grab. Oh, Cab going for it. Oh, big boneless over the freaking picnic table. What is up with that? All right, I'll turn the volume down now. Sorry if that's annoying, folks. That probably would get me on the copyright strike bandwagon there. I might need to excuse me, undo that. Let's see, what do we got now? Who do we got lining up here? Come on now, who's up next? Oh, that looks like Guerrero. Oh no, that's John Kopp. He was fun. He definitely had the old school flavor down to a T, but he did some stuff that was kind of wild though. Big boneless tweak. Jump up on a barrel and do a finger flip to acid drop. Oh, some hand planty stuff. Yep, you gotta do that stuff. What else does he got? What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? Johnny Kopp. Johnny Kopp. Up on the hizzle. Oh, look at that. Oh, what is that? And with no shame, he's pushing Mongo. Mongo, zero shame, proud of it. He actually puts style into Mongo in a weird way. I know, that's a hard one to say, putting style into Mongo. But yeah, he's putting style into the Mongo push. Crazy Town. Hand plant off. Oh, man. Wildness. Absolutely wild. Oh, and now we cut into some freestyle. Russ Howell. That's a name I'm sure none of you ever heard. Professional skateboarder Russ Howell. What does Russ have to say?
We haven't seen their faces before on the NSA circuit. And I think we're going to see some prizes that are going to make us all stoked. And what are the judges looking for today? Once again, the rules of the NSA as well as Castle, we look for degree of difficulty, how hard the tricks are. The variety of moves, whether they're incorporating footwork, rotation, inversion, kick tricks, multiple board tricks, all kinds of different tricks, and that's variety. And then the third category is style of execution, how well they perform, how well they interpret music. Thanks, Don. Okay, Bob, you had some trouble in Canada. What are your chances are up here? A little bit better. I got a little more rest. Just have problems dealing with work and stuff. But it's still a good sport. And who's the guy to beat today? I'd say the guy to beat, probably the same guy as last time. That's the Canada beat Andre. Real strong guy. Also, Chip Harris is here too. He plays second in Canada.
Bob Schmelzer. It's another That's a name that I'm sure you all have heard of. So what do we got here? Bob Schmelzer. If I remember, he was actually he was one of the more forward-thinking freestyle skaters. Bob Schmelzer. Not that, I mean, in '85, freestyle skating was what it is and what it was. I'm at the 12-minute 34 mark of this video, if you guys are watching it with me here. If not, then you have no clue what I'm talking about. So I will repost the link to the video I am watching here. There you go. And I'm just doing a little watch party with y'all because I find going through the memory lane factor to be fun. Especially when it comes to some of like freestyle is the sleeper underdog, because nobody liked street freestyle back in the day. Everybody hated it and thought it was lame and weird and oh, look at you going so fast on a freestyle board. That wasn't a kickflip. That was the feet on the side flippy jammy thing. I don't know any of the names of freestyle stuff like that. Full on freestyle board with a weird flat big tail protector on there, which means your tail is like literally flat because there's not much angle on the tail on freestyle boards. There's your standard freestyle dancey stuff. Little nollie 360 shove it, well before anybody was doing that on street with any regularity. A lot of Casper stuff, a little spinny Primo stuff, flip out of the Primo. What else you got? What do you got? What do you got, buddy? What do you got? A little finger flip. Oh, he was going to go for something else, though. He lost it. That was Bob Schmelzer, everybody. I would say he actually had a fairly progressive style for the freestyle era of that time. It wasn't, of course, it had the dancey stuff, too, but he actually charged stuff with a fair amount of speed, which freestyle, like, you know, a lot of freestylers were content, like, really just working in a small, you know, 10 by 10 freaking square of concrete. Now we got Rocco rocking the freaking straw hat, short shorts, shirt tucked in, doing some whatever. What are you doing, dude? Whoa. That's some stuff. Rocco also had a forward thinking with the freestyle skating too, but we weren't quite there yet. I don't think, because he was one of the, he definitely had a big hand in the foundation of all of street skating. Look at that though, that's just wild. Oh, there you go, a nollie frontside 360 shove it. Lot of like just jumping up and doing a 360 spin without the board leaving the ground going on. A lot of, whoa, what was that weirdness? A little shifty action. Yeah, see, this is where freestyle gets to that point of like, you could just do hours of tricks in a tiny little space. Oh, but oh, there you go. Rocco's getting a little speed too. Oh, not too much. That was too much speed. What you got? What you got? What you got? Oh, I thought he was gonna ollie. Oh, though, a frontside 180 ollie though. He did do one ollie. All right. That was an honest to goodness frontside 180 ollie on a tiny ass little freestyle board. Which even by today's standards or even 90s, 2000 standards, where you had much more thinner boards. Freestyle boards were tiny. That's like you're talking like youth skateboard length. Like you're talking 6.5 inches. And chop at least 10 inches off the overall length. Although these rocking there is actually a decent size. All right, we are back to the street style contest after that little interlude. You got to get your ocean view because it's Oceanside. And here we go. Oh, Tommy Guerrero up. Early indie grab off the curb. little fakey ollie there. Early grab method. Ollie over the curb. Lots of the power slide stuff. Throw the board out in front of you like that, but don't matter. You got style for days. You can do that. This is the 80s street style contest. Falling doesn't take points away. Falling, if you do it with style, is part of the game. Super low on that thing, little indie grab off. Oh, yep. You gotta get the foot plant, hand plant jammy off the little wheelbarrow thingy, or barrel, just a barrel, not a wheelbarrow. More hand plant stuff. Up now Tommy's run has kind of descended into more of a freestyle run there almost. Which a lot of just you didn't know what you were doing back then. Everything was experiment. And that's the wild thing about watching some of these old contests and like thinking about what people are doing now. Even old farts like me. Oh, Bob Schmelzer hits the street course. Nice. Little front side 180. Boneless. Let's see, it's that freestyle action here. Let's see. Oh, what is that? That was not landed very cleanly at all, but it's the 80s, man. You didn't land stuff cleanly in the 80s. Clean landings. Pfft. Who needs clean landings in the 80s, man? This is street style. It's the diversion. Ooh, a little slappy. More of the hand plant variants. .360 boneless off the picnic table. That's a good one. Big old boneless to tail on the second stair. He's got a fun run so far. It started off a little slow. Ooh, a little rail slide, a little slappy rail slide on the low curb. What was that? Weird thing that you just did there. That was like almost like a no comply to boneless action. Is that the end of your run, or are you just setting up? Oh, setting up for something. One last thing. What do you got? Just to skate through. Okay, that's it. What do we got now? Ooh, John Grigley here. Jumping off stuff big. Big boneless. Nah, oh yeah, right on grind and got the little like turn on there. Nice. Dude's killing it. Boneless 180. boneless over the tire. Big maneuvers for 1985 here. Oh yeah. Push off that way. Push off that way. I'm sorry if this is annoying to y'all, but this is like pure fun to me to like go through some memory lane stuff. If you guys aren't into this kind of thing, we don't have to do it. I can go watch this stuff on my own. I just think it's pretty awesome to go and look and see where it all came from. Like this is where it's goofy as hell, but this is where all the ideas started to come from here. Oh, we got ladies freestyle coming up here. Because you had girls freestyle. You didn't have a girls street style, and I don't think you had too much girls vert back in the day, but girls did compete in freestyle. Because as open and free radical as skateboarding is, it was not very kind and friendly to accepting members of the opposite sex, aka women, into the act of actual skateboarding. Like, women were the thing that sat and watched the guys skateboard to it. Like, the girls didn't skate back in the day. They should have. We all wanted them to. At least I did. But it was not, it was kind of frowned upon. And not just within the adult society that like was the thing skating was rebelling against. It was amongst the skater society. So you girls had it coming at it from both ways, where regular adults were saying, no, skateboarding is not something you should ever think about doing. And then the hardcore skate element was saying, no, girls are not allowed in skateboarding, which is bullshit. There'd probably be a lot more really good professional girl skaters out there if there wasn't such heavy gatekeeping on the sport in the 80s and 90s. Or now you got some girls rising up that are kicking some ass. But it took a long time. It took a lot of whoever this girl is on freestyle doing some freestyle stuff. It took a lot of people paving the way. And a lot of people got some very bad treatment along the way too. Ooh, look at you doing a little ollie to nose stall action. Weird. Or not weird, but like kind of more like... It's freestyle. Oh, that was a mistake, but she made it work. Oh, flipping around, yeah! If y'all are watching this with me, I'm at the 25-minute, 25-second mark. Ladies freestyle. Might have just concluded. Yeah, I guess you only get one. Oh, Primo himself is out there. The inventor of the Primo. He was kind of fun to watch too. Although this is still very much in the era of freestyle was based more off of flowy dance concepts more than like trick difficulty. If I remember, Primo did do a lot of stuff that did help to step. Oh yeah, look at you going fast, doing a nose manual to regular manual to 2 foot on the nose manual for a second. Now you got your standard freestyle dancey dance stuff. Dance routine. Oh, a little double tap though. The feet movement is kind of crazy. Oh, now he's in Primo to hand plant to whatever. I forget the name of that thing. So many weird freestyle tricks that I just, what is that? What is that? Yeah, no, Primo was very good, and he's so far all about just doing this one square block. Oh, he's out of the square block. He's moving. He's on the move. And he generated all this speed, no push, generated all that speed through tic-tac. Now, oh, Primo to Primo. We got some hoppy hop action, behind the foot hoppy hop action. Yeah, I'm bad with freestyle trick names, but the ones that are relevant, I know, but the ones that are like, what the hell is that? What is that? That's not even a trick. That's just a pose. Little style pose. Because that's why he's Primo. Woo! I forgot how much freaking aggression actually Primo put into his style. I thought it was more flowy dancey at first. I mean, it is very flowy dancey, but he actually does put a fair amount of like street style-ish aggression into his run. Pretty cool. What do we got next? John Mark. Ooh, Nolly freaking 360 shove it. And then the little wavy wave action. Wavy wave action. Oh, he's definitely in the flowy dance routine kind of. And that's where a lot of freestyle gets to when you start doing 3, 4, like just spins, kind of like you're doing more like a freestyle or more like a figure skating routine. And a lot of that's why freestyle got made fun of a lot of back in the day, because it was very figure skatey. Lots of cool stuff. Freestyle skating is wild. So much of it is the foundation of what we do on street style skating, but so much of it is not. It's like a relic of days past mixed with fortune telling to the future, as it were. Like 100%, like it embodies the past and the future perfectly, because all the stuff, I mean, at least not quite yet, I guess, in this stage of skateboarding, everything was still in a weird cocoon phase. And one of the reasons all the skate parks, or all the street style at this point started to become, this is the era where you were just getting to the point where all the big concrete parks were starting to close. So all the people skating big bowls and transition ran out of big bowls and transition to skate, because all the parks got closed, the drought ended, so all the pools got refilled with water. So all you had at that point was like people building backyard ramps. But you saw that more in the 87, 88. Actually 86, probably too. I always got to remember when I'm looking at the historical stuff here too, that there's a, like we don't think about it right now because with the internet, trends that start in one location, like you got a trend that starts in North Korea, and that shit is global within a day. All it takes is enough time for people to wake up, and it's not even a transmission time. It's like you have to wait for people to wake up. There's sleeping time, sleeping schedules. Like that's all. Like that's the only thing holding back trends and things like that from blowing up and, like, as they say, going viral. Back in the day, though, like, you didn't have that. You had Thrasher magazine, you had Transworld magazine, but that was a little bit more sterile, and you had the skate videos. And it was easy when we were growing up to think, when the videos that we got, just released in the video store, when we just picked them up, it was easy to think, oh wow, they must have filmed that yesterday. Where in reality, like they took anything that came out in 87, like probably started filming in 85. So all the stuff that we, everything that we were seeing in Western New York was lagged far behind what was going on in, like, the epicenters, like, which was, that would have been, San Diego, LA, San Francisco. Like, those were your hotbeds of skateboarding back in that day. And, yeah, I mean, like, it took, companies putting out videos and Thrasher magazine to, like, spread that knowledge, but you could only, sometimes you can only glean so much about how to do a trick from seeing a still image and then reading an article. Like, you didn't really wrap your heads around the idea of doing the tricks until you saw them on video, but by the time we saw them on video, they had already been done well over a year and moved on to the next phase of existence. So there was always a lag time that occurred, and we had a structural lag up in the Western New York area, anywhere, mostly, I mean, Northeast coast especially, and it would have this factor. We didn't have tons of in-ground pools. So pool skating wasn't really a thing for me growing up. There was one community pool that was technically not allowed to skate, but it was never filled. It was during, like, some weird budget times. So it never got filled over the winter, over the summer, and we skated it for the first, I want to say from 86, no, I was too young, 87 was probably the first time I went there. And because of its location, I didn't get there too much that year, and then in 88, 89, I went there a little bit more often, because I was a little bit older and a little bit of a longer leash to roam. Those are the 80s. Everyone had a longer leash to roam in the 80s. Even in the late 80s, you still had a much longer leash. Yeah, it's just wild. Even on the street style, you had people doing the spins. Mark Gonzalez. If anyone is wise and smart and they were creating their top, Mount Rushmore of skateboarding, Mark Gonzalez should be on that list. Dude freaking rips. He was always a little ahead of the game. And people like that, like as I was saying, like what we were seeing versus like when we saw it versus what he was doing while we were already like he was already ahead, like while everybody else was a little bit ahead, Gons was way ahead. Like boom, already you can see it right there, a little frontside 180 ollie to shove it, fakey shove it out, to like a whole bunch of other stuff. Just flow for days. Gonzalez. Hand plant that he just messed up but made good, and then did it again the right way. Boom, he's not going to lose points for that because this is the 80s, man. Big method. Boneless to tail stall spin thingy. I'm working on finishing up my 50 for 50 challenge. If I played by these rules, I could finish that up like today. I got 10 more to do. do some funky 80s maneuvers here. Little boneless wrap around tail stall. That was basically a no comply, curb no comply grab. Kind of method error on the opposite side. Ollie onto the freaking table with a little 50-50 stall. That's definitely above and beyond what people were doing back in that day and age. That's why the Gons is the Gons. Now we got Hosoi blazing a path through here. So yeah, no, who would you put on your Mount Rushmore of skateboarding? Is a good question, and that's one that I should do at some point in time. 4 people. 4 people is hard because there's 3 key disciplines of skating that I would think need to be represented. And that makes the division easy. And then you've got that dangling 4th with how do you throw that 4th person in there? Like, what criteria do you use to, do you go extra old? Alan Gelfeld kind of old? Stacy Peralta old? Or do you go the other way and, you know, throw someone with a little bit more of a modern? I don't know who you would throw from nowadays in there. I don't think it would feel right to throw Nyjah in there. He's great, but like not Rushmore great. People who broke boundaries, like you got to break a boundary to be in there. That's why it's the first 3 are pretty easy. You've got Tony Hawk. He's obviously got to go on there. You've got Mark Gonzalez, he's obviously got to go on there, and you got Rodney Mullen. So that's your trifecta, that's your holy trinity. But who's your 4th face for that mountain? Because you've covered all the disciplines. You got a representative from each of the disciplines, so I guess who would you need at that point after that? I mean, do you give like an honorary Danny Way in there for all the mega ramp stuff? Do you give like I don't even know. I don't know who I mean, like you almost have to reset the whole entire game of it and not relate it to disciplines at all, which at that point you can throw kind of anybody in there. But I mean, Hell, you know what? I'm gonna be bold. Because Gons was, while being the godfather of street skating, he's still got that solid representation of the old. Like, he is solidly in the 80s. I feel like the next person that should go on that list is unconventional, but had made a mark on skateboarding. And those of you who know, no. I'm going Tom Penny. There you go. That's it, Tom Penny. Dude always had a unique style. Dude always had a unique, not just style of skateboarding, but style of like just being in general. Tom Penny. I would definitely add him as a worthy contender to the rest on the Mount Rushmore scale. That's you'd almost have to take a vote on that, though, because there's a lot of other people that you can like throw in there. All right, you got Stevie Caballero second run. Oh, they're doing the side-by-side runs. That's really hard to see. I guess they kind of, they started running out of broadcast time, so. Whoa, we got a little. So Schmelzer versus Cab versus, got three-way here. Crazy town. Oh, so this would be a jam style format, street style jam style format. I like that. There you go. Let's see people get crazy. Who's gonna take it? So this is probably how they do the final. So there's only about 20 minutes left in this. And I don't know if anybody's actually, I feel like this one ended up being a dud. I'm enjoying it. Y'all can bite me. But yeah, I kind of feel like it's a dud of an, so this puts really into question whether or not I'm going to do watch parties like this again. Even though it's fun. I mean, I'll give it another whirl, I guess, whatever. But I guess maybe I have to do it in a different way. I don't quite have the software to broadcast that within, unless, do I? Do I? Let's see, can I? No, I can like just, I would have to download it, it looks like. Oop, excuse me. I think I can maybe create a playlist. I gotta look into that, because that might make things a little easier. Oh, Pierre Andre, freestyle, more freestyle. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit. Pierre Andre was never one of my favorites. He definitely embodied the more dancey element of freestyle for sure. I mean, he did do some flippy flips, but mostly you're getting a lot of 1 foot spins. Kevin Harris was the same way. I never really got into his style. I'm gonna skip past. Skipping past, sorry, Kevin. Watch the tail end of you, Kevin. Little nose manual. those boards look so funky. I don't know what's funkier, looking at some of the older regular boards or the freestyle boards are just a trip. It's hard to imagine anybody actually doing anything. And up there you go, a 1 foot spinny spin. Gotta have the 1 foot spinny spin. What do we got here? Who's next up here? Do we got some Mullen finally? Jason Catalano. I don't remember this guy at all. I'm gonna watch him just because I don't remember him. What do we got? What was that? I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit. I'm not gonna watch completely. If you're still here and you're watching with me, 52 minutes in. So only about 10 minutes left. So this contest was obviously before Nodis was involved in competitions, because I did not see his run yet. I think Nodis busted onto the scene in 86. And he was always very fun to watch. He had kind of a smooth line, but definitely very freestyle. He just flubbed up a whole bunch. Huh, Rodney Mullen did not compete in this one. Oh, what is this? So what do we got here? So we are at the end here. This is, so let's see, NSA 85 season contest now, video now. Vision Sports presents 85 NSA skateboarding competition video series. So this one's gonna be bowl. Wow, the quality sucks. This is just kind of like the sneak peek at the end, tail end sneak peek. Oh, you got a little freestyle and pool. Del Mar contests were always kind of fun to watch. That's when you did start to see a lot more progression in the vertical arena at the Del Mar zone. But yeah, this is getting to the tail end of that era, though, where they started knocking all those parks down right after this. So 85, 86, 87, I think by 88, 89, that's when they were all done. And it was all just ramps. Yeah, Tony Hawk was officially blowing everybody's minds at that point. Oh no, that looked like it hurt. Upland Pipeline. Ooh, that's a massive channel gap there. That's one differentiator that you can say too when you watch old vert versus old street. Like, old vert doesn't have the same oddball nostalgia beats that old school street does, because old school vert was still, you know, what it was. You know, you were blasting, you were going big, you were going high, you were doing big airs, you were doing all the stuff. You're doing spins, you're doing LE, like I'm watching it right now, doing spins, even the big bonelesses, like hand plants over freaking channels. Like McTwist was around, like yeah, you're talking apples and oranges. Like yeah, and I mean, things obviously escalated and got bigger and badder and faster and smoother and more spinny and more flippy, but like vert was ahead of the game at that point, and it kind of took that kind of vert collapse for street to really take off, because street was kind of the goofy thing. Street skating was totally the goofy thing that, you know, if you weren't a street skater, you weren't a free, you know, because it was pretty delineated actually at that point. You had your freestyle and you had your vert and pool and bowl. You had that was like what it was. Street style was when you didn't have a vert ramp to skate and you're just playing around, and what you did on your bigger board when you didn't, you know, were done doing your freestyle tricks. And every once in a while you do your freestyle tricks on, you know, something else. And that's how street skating kind of became a thing, like from that eventually. Because I mean, the part of the goofy thing about street skating is it wasn't mostly freestylers coming to skate street. It was street skate, or it was vert skaters that didn't have a pool. Oh geez. That didn't have access to a pool or a bowl or a, what do you call it, half pipe. So you went and skated street, and at that point you were doing what came naturally on vert on street. So that's why you saw so many hand plant variations. That's why you saw so many. Oh, there's your Rodney. Rodney. About to do something crazy. Fast foot movements. Oh, but it's just a quick cut of him because it's not fully him. But yeah, no, like when you were in the pool, like you were. It wasn't an early grab per se, but you were grabbing as you were getting to the top of the transition, because that's what naturally your body would be doing, where there was no equivalent to that for street ramps or anything like that. So it just made sense to like crouch down at the very end and grab the board. That's why everything was kind of early grabs back in the day, and everything else was like flying by the seat of your pants. Computer's about to die here, so I am going to turn that off. That is it for that video, and well, I'm not sure if this was a successful broadcast from the viewership standpoint, but I enjoyed myself. I like watching old skate videos. I thought that was fun. And yeah, watching that stuff is a trip, because it just gets you thinking about like where things started, where things came from, where things are going. It's just interesting. It's just really interesting to me to see the evolution of how effectively how street skating came to be, because you watch there and like, yeah, like you had a few schools of thought coming into it. You can definitely tell at that stage. And some of it was a little bit inspired by what people were doing freestyle. Most of it was inspired by vert. Hence why big airs were what got you the wins in the contests. That's why people like Christian Assoy and company did very well, because they were so acclimated to going fast that when they got on the street, it was natural to just fly at everything and go big, because they're just used to that. When you get used to big giant pools and stuff, you get used to going fast. What else am I gonna say? Well, it got really warm all of a sudden. Yeah, what else? So yeah, that's why you get all those vertical kind of oriented tricks where you're bonking off of the curb to get the air, which is kind of a simulated vertical maneuver. That's why I mean, the entirety of slappy grinds is a concept that came from, you know, basically treating a curb as a big quarter pipe. you know, all the invert stuff was all based off of, like, because inverts were just much more easily attainable on vert. So you kind of had to adapt it in. And freestyle was not seen as, I mean, freestyle was just its own little thing, like off to the side. And it was very segregated from the other two. So yeah, it's just a weird history when you see it all come together. All right, I think that's it, though. I'm going to say catch you on the flip side. Peace, like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the little trip down memory lane here. Might do a few more of these. I don't know. We'll see. It didn't look like too many people jumped on. Might just been not the right day, not the right time. I don't know. But that contest is in the bag. We'll see what the next one I do is. Peace. Eventually, we could do videos, too. Like, I wouldn't mind doing, like, especially the old, like, go back to Bones Brigade video shows, Streets of Fire, and all that stuff. All right. Well, peace, y'all.